Are you preparing for an Excel interview and want to ace it with confidence? Whether you're a beginner or an experienced professional, mastering these top 10 Excel interview questions will give you the edge you need. From basic functions to advanced data analysis, this guide covers everything in detail for each question. Let's dive in. 1. What are the most commonly used Excel functions, and how do they work? Excel functions are the backbone of data manipulation and analysis. Some of the most commonly used functions include sum, average, if, VLOOKUP, and concatenate. The sum function, for instance, adds up a range of cells, making it ideal for calculating totals. The average function computes the mean of a set of numbers, which is useful for statistical analysis. The if function performs logical tests and returns specific values based on whether the condition is true or false. VLOOKUP is a powerful tool for searching and retrieving data from a table, while concatenate combines text from multiple cells into one. Mastering these functions is essential for efficient data handling. For example, if you're analyzing sales data, you can use sum to calculate total revenue, average to find the mean sales, and if to identify high-performing regions. VLOOKUP can help you match product IDs with their names, and concatenate can merge first and last names for a customer list. These functions not only save time but also reduce the risk of errors, making them indispensable for any Excel user. 2. How do you use pivot tables, and why are they important? Pivot tables are one of Excel's most powerful features, enabling users to summarize and analyze large datasets with ease. To create a pivot table, select your data range and navigate to the Insert tab, then click on Pivot Table. Once created, you can drag and drop fields into rows, columns, values, and filters to organize your data. For example, if you have sales data, you can use a pivot table to summarize total sales by region, product, or time period. Pivot tables are important because they allow you to quickly identify trends, patterns, and outliers without manually sorting or filtering data. They also support dynamic updates, meaning any changes in the source data are reflected in the pivot table. Additionally, pivot tables can be combined with slicers and timelines for interactive reporting. Whether you're analyzing financial data, survey results, or inventory records, pivot tables provide a clear and concise way to make data-driven decisions. Their versatility and efficiency make them a must-know tool for anyone working with Excel. 3. What is conditional formatting, and how do you apply it? Conditional formatting is a feature in Excel that allows you to apply specific formatting to cells based on their values. This can include changing the font color, background color, or adding data bars and icons. To apply conditional formatting, select the cells you want to format, go to the Home tab, and click on Conditional Formatting. From there, you can choose from predefined rules or create custom rules. For example, you can highlight cells that contain values greater than a certain number, or use color scales to visualize data distribution. Conditional formatting is particularly useful for identifying trends, outliers, and key metrics at a glance. For instance, in a sales report, you can use it to highlight top-performing products in green and underperforming ones in red. This not only makes the data more visually appealing but also helps in quick decision-making. Conditional formatting can also be used to create heat maps, track deadlines, and validate data entries. Its ability to dynamically update based on cell values makes it an essential tool for data analysis and reporting. 4. How do you use the VLOOKUP function, and what are its limitations? The VLOOKUP function is used to search for a value in the first column of a table and return a corresponding value from another column. Its syntax is equals VLOOKUP, lookup underscore value, table underscore array, call underscore index underscore num, range underscore lookup. For example, if you have a product ID and want to find its price, you can use VLOOKUP to search for the ID in the product table and return the price from the adjacent column. However, VLOOKUP has some limitations. First, it can only search for values in the first column of the table. Second, it cannot look to the left, meaning the return value must be in a column to the right of the lookup column. Third, it does not handle duplicate values well and may return incorrect results. To overcome these limitations, many users prefer using index match, which offers more flexibility and accuracy. Despite its limitations, VLOOKUP remains a widely used function due to its simplicity and ease of use. It is particularly useful for tasks like merging data from multiple tables, validating entries, and retrieving information from large datasets. In Excel, cell references are used to identify the location of data in a worksheet. A relative cell reference changes when a formula is copied to another cell, while an absolute cell reference remains constant. For example, if you have a formula equals A1 plus B1 and copy it to the next row, it will change to equals A2 plus B2. However, if you use an absolute reference like equals A1 plus B, B1, it will remain the same regardless of where it is copied. Absolute references are created by adding $signs before the column letter and row number. Mixed references, which combine relative and absolute references, are also possible, for instance, equals before the column letter and row number. Mixed references, which combine irrelative and absolute references, are also possible, for instance, equals A1 plus B1 fixes the column in the first reference and the row in the second. Understanding the difference between these references is crucial for creating accurate and flexible formulas. Relative references are useful for applying the same calculation across multiple rows or columns, while absolute references are essential for referencing fixed values like tax rates or conversion factors. Mastering cell references allows you to build complex formulas and automate repetitive tasks efficiently. 6. How do you create and use macros in Excel? Macros are automated sequences of actions that can be recorded and executed in Excel. They are particularly useful for repetitive tasks, such as formatting data, generating reports, or performing calculations. To create a macro, go to the View tab, click on Macros, and select Record Macro. Perform the actions you want to automate, then stop the recording. The macro can now be run anytime to repeat those actions. Macros are written in VBA, Visual Basic for Applications, a programming language integrated into Excel. While recording a macro is straightforward, writing VBA code allows for more advanced customization. For example, you can create a macro that loops through a dataset, applies conditional formatting, and generates a summary report. Macros can save significant time and reduce errors, especially when working with large datasets. However, they should be used cautiously, as they can overwrite data or cause unintended changes. Always test macros in a copy of your workbook before applying them to the original data. Learning to create and use macros is a valuable skill for anyone looking to enhance their Excel proficiency. 7. How do you handle large datasets in Excel? Handling large datasets in Excel requires a combination of efficient techniques and tools. One approach is to use Excel tables, which provide structured references and automatic expansion. Tables also support built-in filtering and sorting, making it easier to manage data. Another technique is to use pivot tables for summarizing and analyzing large datasets without altering the original data. Additionally, the Data Model feature allows you to create relationships between multiple tables and perform advanced calculations using DAX, data analysis expressions. For very large datasets, consider using Power Query to import, transform, and load data efficiently. Power Query can handle millions of rows and automate data preparation tasks. To improve performance, disable unnecessary calculations, such as automatic formula recalculations, and use efficient formulas like index match instead of VLOOKUP. Finally, consider splitting large datasets into smaller, more manageable files or using Excel's 64-bit version for better memory handling. By leveraging these tools and techniques, you can work with large datasets effectively and avoid common pitfalls like slow performance or crashes. 8. What are data validation and how do you use it? Data validation is a feature in Excel that restricts the type of data that can be entered into a cell. This ensures data accuracy and consistency, especially when multiple users are entering data. To apply data validation, select the cells, go to the Data tab, and click on Data Validation. You can set criteria such as whole numbers, decimals, dates, or text lengths. For example, you can restrict a cell to only accept dates within a specific range or values from a predefined list. Data validation also supports custom formulas, allowing for more complex rules. For instance, you can create a rule that prevents duplicate entries or ensures that the sum of a range does not exceed a certain value. Additionally, you can provide input messages and error alerts to guide users. Data validation is particularly useful for creating forms, surveys, and templates where data integrity is critical. By preventing invalid entries, it reduces the need for manual checks and corrections, saving time and improving data quality. 9. How do you use the if function for logical tests? The if function is used to perform logical tests and return specific values based on whether the condition is true or false. Its syntax is equals if, logical_test, value_if_true, value_if_false. For example, equals if A1 greater than 10, pass, fail, will return, pass, if the value in cell A1 is greater than 10 and, fail, otherwise. The if function can be nested to handle multiple conditions. For instance, equals if A1 greater than 90, A, if A1 greater than 80, B, C, assigns grades based on the value in cell A1. The if function is versatile and can be combined with other functions like AND, OR, and NOT for more complex logical tests. For example, equals if, and, A1 greater than 50, B1 less than 100, valid, Invalid checks if both conditions are met. The if function is widely used for tasks like grading, budgeting, and data validation. Its ability to automate decision-making processes makes it an essential tool for data analysis and reporting. 10. How do you protect cells and sheets in Excel? Protecting cells and sheets in Excel is essential for preventing unauthorized changes to your data. To protect a cell, first, unlock it by selecting the cell, right-clicking, and choosing Format Cells. Under the Protection tab, uncheck Locked. Then, go to the Review tab and click on Protect Sheet. You can set a password and choose which actions are allowed, such as selecting cells or formatting. To protect an entire workbook, go to the Review tab and click on Protect Workbook. This prevents users from adding, deleting, or renaming sheets. Protecting cells and sheets is particularly important when sharing files with others, as it ensures data integrity and prevents accidental changes. However, it's crucial to remember your password, as Excel does not provide a way to recover it. By using these protection features, you can safeguard your data and maintain control over your workbooks. Mastering these top 10 Excel interview questions will not only help you ace your interview but also enhance your overall Excel skills. From basic functions like sum and if to advanced tools like pivot tables and macros, these questions cover a wide range of topics that are essential for any Excel user. By understanding and practicing these concepts, you'll be well prepared to tackle real-world data challenges and demonstrate your expertise in Excel. Good luck!